Alright, I think we're running. Gotta update chat real quick. Hold up. Why is it not happy? Why is it not happy? Cool. There we go. It's happy. Alrighty. So, update 26 has been out for a little bit now, and I've looked into, how the stuff's working, where all your legendaries are coming from. I'm just going to do a quick little recap of how this stuff works now, some things to look out for, and try to be optimistic with what's going on here, and just hope that it all turns out good in the end. I'm also going to give you a bit of advice of kind of like what to do if you're starting out new, if you just don't spend a lot in general, and if you are also a whale, kind of share, I guess, good news for whales. It's not necessarily like the greatest thing, but yeah. Anyways, let's just hop into it. So let's start off with this initial kind of, let's see if I can set this up properly, actually. Nope. There we go. Look at that. Look at me go. So, a super awesome guy, shout out to Jess, in my clan, Apex, bless up, made this awesome little spreadsheet that kind of encapsulates where you're going to get your legendaries, because as we all know, the biggest topic with this release is where we get our legendaries from. And if you're looking at this little infographic I got going up here, I think you'll notice there's a few problems. The important things we really need to look at for now is this golden section, the top section with total random legendaries. Total random legendaries, and then the chest of choice, and then event legendaries. So with the event legendaries, if I switch over really quickly, first of all, just want to really quickly show this. You get all the legendaries, and then you even get an event chest. They all cost the same 100 coins. Okay, so going back to this, if we look at the total random legendaries, if you are at 3,000 crit or more, okay, you get 30 legendaries if you are a free player, and up to 32 if you get the legendary pass for the seasonal pass. Okay? For the chests of choice, you are guaranteed to get one chest of choice. And 30, if you are a free player, you get one chest of choice and you get 30 random legendaries. The reason why this is so friggin' funny, as you all know, is the whole point of this update was to make it predictable. They never actually, I went back and checked what they had said in their wording and stuff. They actually never specified it was going to be easy. They never said it was going to be easy. They said it was going to be predictable. They specifically said they wanted to make it more predictable and so that you can time it out and know exactly when you're going to get them. The problem is now, since all you need is exact copies, and if you are a free player, okay, who grinds every single event, you get 33 legendaries, 3 of which are choice. 3 of which are choice. Now, if we still had crystals, this would be fantastic. This would be great, because you have 3 choice legendaries and you get to pick exactly what you want, and then 30, it's still, this would work great if we still had crystals, but we don't. So all of my previous videos are pointless. Okay, don't even think about that last one. It was probably bad for a reason. It was meant to be bad because it was just going to be wrong and stupid. So, point being, let me recollect myself here. Point being, this whole update is about trying to be predictable. Yet here we are, per monthly season, we get 30 random legendaries and 3 choice if you are free to play. What the heck? It's so stupid. It's mind-numbingly shocking how bad it is. Like, and then if you look at the cards required to level in the top right corner, 11 to 12 is 10. 12 to 13 is 12 cards needed. 13 to 14 is 14 cards needed. 14 to 15 is 16 cards needed. Just to go from 13 to 15 to max it out is 30 cards. 6 more than before. I'm like, and initially I was like, they'll be smart. They'll actually give us choices. No! Nuh-uh. So, you might be asking, because I did mention earlier that whales have it a little bit better. If you look at and notice right here at the event legendaries for the paid passes during the events, it's $40 every month for this. Okay? And those $40 consist of, what you get extra is you get, first of all, more coins. Okay? You get more coins, or like the experimentation coins that you can use. It goes from 480 to 960 coins, which is double. It's double the amount, which means you also get about double the amount of successful experiments if you hit the 5 experiments per swap. You know, like if you have a card and you get it every 5 instead of every 6. If you get it every 6, it's 3 versus 2, or it's 2 versus about 4. You know, and right here you get the probability to get 1 copy of the card you want over a 4-week period. It's not even 100%. Even for the total random legendaries, it's not 100%. I trust the guy. If you're asking how the math did this, unfortunately I didn't do the math myself, but I trust the guy who did it. So you can, take my word on it, don't take my word on it, up to you. But it's not even 100%. Now, where the real $40 comes into play is the event legendaries you get. Okay? If we're looking up here at the cards required, it's 10 cards for 11 to 12, and 12, 14, 16, you already get that. If you were to pay $40 every month, so $10 a week, you get 5 times as many choice legendaries as compared to just the free pass. It goes from just 2 choice of literally any legendary in the game, event and non-event, to 10. What does this mean? This means that you are able within about 6 weeks to upgrade any card. Period. For at any level, any card. This is the new book, basically. This is kind of what that new book is, except you still have to pay gold. It's not just upgrade. You still have to get all the copies and then pay the gold, and it's twice as much. That's the new book. That's what they're trying to do and make it the new book. Because now every 2 months you get 20 copies, which is guaranteed to get you some and a little leftover. Okay? Every 2 months, like the book, you get 20 copies, which is more. But it's more quantity to be able to upgrade with. But in the previous version, you still were able to get a ton of crystals and then slowly save up on all the randoms. Like, the total number of random legendaries, I think, is like... I haven't done the math on if it's more than previously before, but like it's basically the same. Nothing changed, and it's just now harder. Like, what's gonna end up happening if they change nothing? If they change nothing, what's gonna end up happening is it's gonna evenly sprinkle all of the legendary copies evenly onto all your things, and then like one day you'll end up going like 6 months without upgrading a single thing, and then all of a sudden you'll upgrade all of your cards once. Because they'll just sprinkle it nicely everywhere, So the only way to actually be able to make this update kind of commit to the promise it had, okay, was the paid passes in the event legendaries, where you get to pick 10 choice legendaries. I will add though, this does not take into Magic Dust, because Magic Dust is so much less valuable now. And Bell Summoning is also not considered as but if you notice, Bells can give you up to 8 random legendary cards per week, and then yeah, basically 8 random legendary cards. And in full honesty, you want to just roll every single week for just that 30. Because once you hit the 30 is a bit more worth it, but even then, it's like you gotta hope that it's good. I will say, I'll point out a few things later. I'll get to the bells and summoning later, but the bells are just 8 random legendaries. That's how you see them, because you have no control over what the banner is for the 2 legendaries you get to pick. You basically either have to wait a month and then get less value for your bells, or you use 30 bells every single time. Currently, I'm also kind of testing for when the week resets, and if it carries over your pity into the next week. Still have to see if that's true. Then that's pretty nice, you know, because then you can kind of roll and stuff for it, and then it'll automatically give it to you, or type of deal, something like that. I don't know. We'll see how it works. But currently, they just added chest of choice and then gave no one them. And then nobody gets them. They're like, hey guys, you get chest of choice, and if you saved up 18 crystals, yippee. Otherwise, boo-hoo. But yeah, so the reason why, really quickly, just a quick recap, the reason why it is good though for whales is because that $40, you know, the $10 every week is pretty worth it. The 10 guaranteed legendaries you get of your choice is pretty nice. I'm not gonna lie. But let's kind of use that as a transition into kind of a situation for whales. Let's see here. I believe if I do this right. Cool. Did it right, guys. Let's go. If you look here, like, nothing else is worth it. So let's actually look at events. Let's look at events first. Okay, so we're talking about that pass. The pass is so worth it in the sense of like, sorry, I shouldn't say worth it. I should say it's so necessary to actually progress that you basically have to do it every single week and grind every single week. I will mention, you are, if you haven't noticed yet, you are still earning the same amount of points for your cards. Okay, but you'll also notice that the prizes, you get all the prizes at 2,600 points instead of 5,000. So now you basically, I've just been doing really bad this time around, so, you know, but basically if you play better than I did, you in theory should be able to get 5 of these chests. Okay? And that gives you roughly a 10% chance to get one of these. The thing that worries me though, because I haven't been able to prove this yet, but that these chances are individual. I don't think it's like just the 2% to get the chest, and then you might get one of these guys. And then, or like 2% chance to get the chest, and then you pick which one you want. I think it's a 2% chance for all of these. So you got a 10%, technically if you get 5 of the chests, you got a 30% chance or something like that to get one of them. So it's kind of high. So if you want these guys, you're more likely to get one of these guys. And plus these guys are both meta to a different degree. But this, like if you're trying to aim for Necro, this is the only way to get Necro now, is to hope you're lucky enough with this and hit that 2%. Okay? Because you can't buy him anymore unless you're doing the Necromancer chest, which is crap. It's crap. But and then there's also this. What the heck? This is also crap. This is a worse version of the old, like, in the previous market. I don't know if you checked, but in the previous market, for $99 you could get 8 crystals. This is saying that for $90 you can get 6. It's so bad. And this isn't the only thing that's bad. If we go back out to here, and we look at some of these other things, okay, let's go down to here. Look at this. It's for $50 for basically 4 crystals. Or 4 choice. That's not good. Especially when you can just pay 10 a week to get 2.5. And what's crazy too is that you can get, if you just pay $10 a week and for 2 weeks, which isn't really that long of a wait time, you can get 5 choice. Okay, but if you pay $50 now, you get 4. It's a no-brainer. Like, so usually with like whale stuff, you want to get it because it's supposed to speed up the progress, but then also feel a bit more worthwhile, you know, because you can't really get that same type of, like, you can't get this deal. The idea behind a limited deal is that you can't get it anywhere else except the deal. But you can get this if you just wait 2 weeks. It really doesn't help much. It doesn't help much at all. And I don't think a single person is going to buy this or the other choice chest. I don't think a single person is ever going to touch the Archmage chest ever again. Never mind. I just saw that it's 2. You have a chance of luck 1%. Bro, nobody's touching this, dude. I mean, it is decreased in price, but nobody's touching. I don't think anybody's touching the Archmage chest. Because random legendaries are not worth it anymore. Random legendaries are not worth it because of this. This stayed the same after the update. Like I was saying earlier, first of all, you can only have a max of 720, which is like 2 crystals, you know, versus 18. Secondly, you get the majority of them from this event deal right here. You get the majority of your coins, experiment coins from here, okay? And then you need, as we saw, every month you get 960. That gets you 3. And you probably, like, you basically have to max 5 cards at a time. And you get 3 crystals. You get 3 crystals instead of 50. You used to have the opportunity to get 25 free crystals and 50, like, paid for crystals. So it's like, you know, either you got 25 quote-unquote free crystals, or you had to pay 2,500 gems to get the extra 25 crystals if you had that many legendary copies for some reason. Okay? So that's one thing that's, I'll just leave it at that. That's one thing that's just like, what the heck's going on? Let's see. They haven't changed tournaments. Tournaments are still literally the same exact rewards. And it's literally starting tonight, I think. Yeah, tonight. It's starting tonight. It's the same rewards of 1 legendary, which is pointless. I'm going to be in here. I'll probably end up with this and just get dust. It's so bad. It's so bad. It's a joke. And what else? Yeah, let's talk about the summons now, since I now actually can see what the summons are. So you basically only really want to do, I was kind of talking about this, I'll change my mind a little. The 40 summons one is also kind of worth it, but basically you can only use 70 bells a month if you want to still make value. Yet here we are not because, you know, like you can only use 70 bells a month, yet here we are making way too many bells, you know? It's going to be heavily of you just saving up your bells and using them after the fact, and then just having to suck it up and take the 50 bell price tag, basically. Because I also checked it. Possible rewards, it's a 0.5% chance. If you hit that 0.5% chance, it's a 4% chance on top of that to actually hit what you want. So basically, it's every 40. You are not hitting that 0%, the 0.5% chance. It might as well just be 0. Let's see. anything else that I think is necessary to talk about? Yeah, I think that's the majority of things. There is a few things I do want to talk about though. Is the new talents. I have them, as you can see. I tried running them a bit, checking them out. They're clunky. I don't know. I could be wrong. I could just be a bad player. Very high chance I'm just a bad player. They're clunky. They're just clunky. And it's just that they are very clunky because they want to do one thing, but then like the ballista for some reason it just does 200% extra damage. You know, I don't know if that's like twice as much or 3 times as much. I don't really know how that 200% works, but it's you know, but like basically it's a 20% chance to deal 3 times as much damage every 5 shots. So if you do that 3 times divided by 5 gets you a 60% damage increase, which kind of nice, but it's a bit underwhelming for a final talent, you know? When you have other talents, like, I mean, heck, Grindstone, I mean, it's its own breed, but Grindstone, you get 1% critical chance for every merge rank, and if you get it to 7, which you do, you get a 7% chance increase in critical damage, and then for someone like me, who has 4,600%, okay, like I think that's like I really don't want to do the math right now, but that's like a 460% damage increase ish. Well, probably more like a 370% damage increase, because you do basically 7% of 4,000. Yeah, so it's a 460% versus a 60% like this thing does. And then also they do have this thing where if you merge sentries together, it fires a shot, but it doesn't really, like, this is too clunky. The change of guards feels way too clunky, in my opinion. And if you try to like really like use like a portal keeper for this, which is kind of what it wants you to do, doesn't work. Also, what I found out is that Harley Quinn doesn't work, but when you merge it together and then it spawns after your merge on a tile, that counts, but using Harley Quinn doesn't count. Summoner also doesn't count for some reason. If you switch it and then it becomes a sentry, it doesn't count if it's on a tile. I've tried. I could have just got unlucky or it's bugged for me, but I don't know. And then if you're using this one, which kind of seems like the better one, and then you use this one and then try to make them shoot as fast as possible, so you're not worried about damage, you're worried about attack speed, so you use like Night Statue and stuff for this and just set it up exactly like the left side of Crystalmancer. If you set up like the left side of Crystalmancer and then run Spotter, it you know, you aren't merging it. You aren't merging it for the Ballista. So the Ballista, I don't know, when I was playing it, I almost never used the Ballista. The Ballista does do a lot of damage though. If you're able to if you're able to actually fire it off, it does do quite a lot of damage, and especially against bosses. So it forces you to save up, which is it's a lot more thinking than the reward. Like, I don't know, it's a lot of thinking, and for my tiny little brain, it's tricky. It feels clunky. You can say I'm bad. Most likely it is a skill issue, but I do think it's very clunky. I will say it is nice that I only had to pay like only 22 gold to level them up, or 22,000 gold to level them up, so I didn't have to spend a single core, which is nice. I don't know when that change happened, but it did. Same thing here. I only had to spend like 10k gold or something to max them out, so that was nice. But this one also, I don't think it works. I genuinely, like, because it says each hit from the poison arrow will increase the periodic damage by 10%. Dude, I had this guy cracked out on speed, and I swear that periodic damage was not increasing. Or if it was, it did not crit a single time. Something's whack. This too, you have to merge. They tried to force a merge deck onto this. Like, you have to merge for this, because using this, like, kinda, yeah, but it's just, you either have your entire board filled with rangers and you use Mark a Hawk, which you kinda gotta do, okay? If you're going to run Poison Arrow, you're running Robust Bowstring to really get that periodic damage up, and then you have to run other poison stuff. You could probably use this guy with because it's venom damage. So you would have to use it with vampire and or 100% earth elemental, but use it with the yeah. Anyways, but also what's interesting is that it says will increase the periodic damage. So each hit from will increase the. I don't really get it's weird wording, and I think will periodically inflict. Yeah, so it's just for the archer. Will periodically inflict venom for 170% of the archer's damage, and then increases it up to a maximum of 150,000. Or sorry, 1,500. My bad. But you could also do exploding arrows, and then do just an archer is summoned or merged. All archers will inflict 30% extra damage with special arrows for 20 seconds. It's kind of just it might be better just to do that and then do that. And then to get a bunch of these guys. And also, you need these guys, because you aren't merging with this deck. It's like, summoned or merge. Oh, that's what they did. Summoned or merge. Summoned or merge. It doesn't, dude. It's so clunky. It's so clunky. Because this talent encourages you to have a static playstyle. But then this is like merge or summon. This is like merge or summon, and I don't get it. I do not get it at all. And then over here, this thing right here is like stagnant, stay in the same place forever, stagnant, and then this thing forces you to merge. I don't get it. This thing forces you to merge because it's kind of bad if you don't merge. You have to merge to make good use of it. And then it really kicks butt. But, yeah. I'm just yapping at this point. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, I think some of the graphics are kind of cool. And it's kind of interesting. But if you can't tell, I'm a little bit tired with this whole thing. Like, they released a statement saying that they'll wait a few weeks to see how it all works out. But dude, at this rate, they're gonna lose everything. I mean, like, they've gotten to the point where, like, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Dude, it's the same thing. Oh no, man. I don't know, man. It's the same thing. Like, here, look at this. Let's see if I did it right. Did I do it right? Yippee! Look at this. The new icon is the same as Supercell's new icon. Supercells is just rotated. They just said, no, let's just rotate it back. And it's almost the same colors. Just instead of doing red, they did purple. I don't know. I also kind of wish the Spirit Master was up a little or held, like, so that this space was covered a bit more, like all the other ones. I don't know. But, anyways. I think, for the most part, the most interesting... Oh, it didn't... Oh, my bad. It didn't... The most interesting thing that I think, to me, is the weirdest... I'm just kind of jumping around here. But what I noticed is that the new like limited time deals that they're giving are so bad that nobody's gonna buy them. I ain't buying them, that's for certain. And clearly I'm a whale. And I ain't buying them. No way, no how. They give 8,000 gold? Are you kidding me? For 4 choice? What? Huh? It's so bad. Because and then when you have something that gives this much value in comparison, it's a no-brainer. What's going to happen, okay? What's going to happen, the overall thing that's going to happen with this game is what it feels like they're trying to do is they want to shift away. This is the message I'm getting as a whale. They're trying to shift away from the majority of people paying $12, maybe $25 a month, and then a few whales paying between $500 to $2,000 a month. okay, or even more. You know, like the mega whales, like we talking like like one of the continents type stuff. You know, they're going to take that disparity in price people that people pay for. You know, and then they're going to shift it to where everybody pays $70 to $100 per month. Basically, only buying all of the passes. That's what's going to change. Is everybody is just going to only be buying passes from here on out. Because that's where all the worth is. These limited deals are worthless. Because like even in this event pass, 200, 300, that's 500. 200, 300, that's another 500. And that's it. You get 1,000 fragments every week. That's not bad. That's 4,000 in a month if you get the pass. It's even 1,600 if you don't. Not bad. Okay, you also get 15 bells in here. Doesn't hurt. Definitely doesn't hurt. You know, not a lot of like rare and epic fragments, but actually it's a good number. But there's so much value in these that's what's going to happen. Everybody's going to pay for the $70 to $100 worth of just passes in this game because they have 4 of these. I don't really know what will happen with the Dragon Rift. You're getting this pass. Most likely, you're going to get this pass in order to actually get heroic items. And then once you get all the heroic items, you ain't getting this anymore, you know, because you're getting 5 legendaries from it. And compared to all the other you're getting 5 random legendaries from it. So it's probably still good for all of these weapon fragments and heroic fragments, but like you ain't buying the pass anymore, you know. So that's become useless and outdated. What else? But yeah, and then you get season pass, and then you're getting premium. I find premium to be very, very nice. I don't know. I like it. I get it. So sue me. But yeah, so you're getting all those passes now. Here's the thing. Whales will stop spending the ludicrous amounts of money that they do and will go down to just $70 to $100. That's like a $70 to $100 a month. That's like 1/10 of what they spend. So they're losing 90% of their revenue from the whales, which is a good part of the revenue. And then all the players, okay, who originally just spent $12 for the season pass, this season pass is kind of worthless now. These 3 choice chests ain't worth it. So the $12 you got from that, like, it barely does anything. And what you need to do to actually get something is pay $40 a month for this shit, which the people who are paying the $12 for the season pass, they aren't going to get those $40 a month. They don't want to. Otherwise, they would already be whales. You know, they already would have been buying those event passes every week. But since they aren't, they ain't gonna start now. They're just and unfortunately, without these event passes, your progression just plummets into the ground. You can't do anything. Because these event passes are the new book. Okay? And it's kind of a shitty book too, but it's the book. And people needed the book in order to level up things ever. In order to even think about leveling up stuff. So basically, the people who won't get those event passes, they literally stop leveling up stuff. They can't level up stuff anymore. You know, it'll like I was saying earlier, you'll collect a bunch of different random legendary cards, and then all at once you'll level up everything once after like 6 months of waiting. There's no predictability at all. They lied. Anyways, that's that. It's this whole update's a joke. You know, even like the things I was like, oh yay, they're finally like adding good talents. They're so jank, dude. These talents are so jank. I think I think they have potential. I think they have the potential to be good, but they're jank. They are jank. They're jank because within the talents alone, you have something that wants to be stationary and then something that directly conflicts with it in both modes. And then you have something over here. Something that wants to be stationary, which is the final talent, and then something that wants you to merge. They're conflicting. They are literally conflicting. And it's not like you could just be like, oh, one side is merging and one side's not, and then the final talent can be used with each. No, the final talent has to be at the merging deck, so you have to use this. That's that. You would literally have to use these. I also don't even know. I'm pretty sure that the guard sentry post too is like universal, so you just have to place it in, and then it universally affects all of them, which at least they foresaw that. But basically, in order to play sentry, you have to play boom, boom, and boom, because that's the only thing worthwhile. And then, well, this can really be whatever. You can really do whatever you want with this. I think this one's better because it gives you area damage, but this is fine too. You could do this for area damage if you didn't want to be constantly merging, but because this hits 2 random stuff, and if you have, but like I don't know, it's like they basically have all the area damage options limited to this side, and then honestly, I think this should go here and this should go here, so that you have a choice between what type of area damage you want, and then whether or not you want to go speed or if you want to go crit. Because they're both kind of the same thing. Like, one has you critting more often but slower. The other one has you critting left often but faster. It's the same thing. This is basically just double crit. This is like you'll be critting like crazy. So I haven't actually tried out that because I felt like this would be like more fun, more chaos, but it wasn't. It's a bit too bad. All the other ones are just kind of just a slight improvement, I guess. I haven't tried out any of the others. But yeah, so that's my opinions on it. Sorry for ranting. I think I kept it pretty concise. Do let me know. But yeah, that's that. Hope y'all have a great rest of your night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.